Hi. Okay, I will try to tell you how many software testing levels we have, and I will try to explain all of them. First of all, in IT field, we have four kinds of software testing levels. These are unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and UAT, which stands for user acceptance testing levels. So let me explain each of them in details. The first one is unit testing, and we also call unit testing as module testing or component testing. And unit testing is the first level of testing, and during the unit testing, we test the software's individual unit or module from the developer's code perspective. So developers write unit tests for their code to make sure that the code works correctly, and it allows developers to modify code without affecting the functionality of other units or the product as a whole. So unit testing is performed by the developers. This is very important. Unit testing is never being done by the QA testers, but by the developers. And so unit testing is done in the dev environment, I mean development environment. And unit testing is a part of white box testing. Also, we know white box that we call white box testing as glass box testing. As we remember that during the white box testings, developers know the internal code knowledge when they perform unit testing. So the second level of testing level is integration testing, the second one. And we test a group of related modules to check data transfer and connectivity between several units or modules. And also integration testing is performed by the developers in most of the companies. Also, we can say that integration testing is performed during the dev environment, development environment. And integration testing is also a part of white box testing. But one important thing is, in some companies, the senior testers and QAs, I mean QA test engineers, perform integration testing. I mean the company teach the QA testers how to do integration testing. So in this way, sometimes QA testers may do or perform integration testing. But commonly, integration testing as well as unit testing are performed by the developers. And the third testing level is system testing. And the software system is tested as a whole from the application perspective. Testers compare the actual result with the client's expected requirement. We can divide or categorize system testing into two groups: functional testing and non-functional testings. So as I said, system testing is performed by the QA testers or performance testers. So system testing is performed in QA or test environment. Also, I want to say that system testing is a part of black or gray box testings. So manual testers test the software without knowing the internal code. As we know, this is called as black box testing. And what about gray box testing? Automation testers partially know the internal code when testing the software. This is called gray box testing. So system, as I said, system testing is part of black or gray box testing. As I said to you, system testing divides into two groups: functional testing and non-functional testing. When QAs and sdets validate every function of a software as per the functional requirements, then it is known as functional testing. What about non-functional or performance testing? When performance testers validate the performance, stress, volume, etc. parts of the software as per the non-functional requirements, then we call it as non-functional or performance testing. So what about the types? For the functional testing, I can give you some examples like front-end testing, I mean UI, user interface testing, database testing or verification, let's say, API testing, smoke testing, regression testing. Yeah, these are some kinds of functional testing. What about the non-functional testing? These are speed test, connectivity test, acceleration test, stress test, installation test, etc. So these are the non-functional examples for the non-functional testing. So the fourth level of test level is user acceptance testing, or we call it as UAT. UAT testing aims to evaluate whether the software is acceptable for release or not. So for UAT, user acceptance testing, product owner provides special requirements based on real-world scenarios. And user acceptance testing divides into two groups. These are alpha testing and beta testing. After the user acceptance testing is okay, then the software is released to the public as an application for the end users. So this testing level, I mean user acceptance testing level, is the final testing level as we do the testing, I mean QA testers. So what about alpha and beta testing? When user acceptance testing is carried out by any organization's testers, then it is known as alpha testing, and the user acceptance testing done by the client end user is called beta testing. So right after the beta testing is done, I mean if the client and end users are okay so with the application, then this is called as beta testing. Right after the beta testing, the product, I mean software, is, as I said, released to the public for the end users. So in general, we can say that user acceptance testing is performed by the client, end users, as well as the testers. So user acceptance testing is performed in the staging or pre-production environment. I think these are all test levels. As I said to you, to summarize, there are 4 kinds of testing levels. These are unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. Thank you so much.